Now, in this lecture, we will find the area of the blue triangle. In the drawing, you can see a rectangle that contains three right triangles and also the blue triangle, and the areas of the right triangle are given. The area of this right triangle is 27 units, the area of this right triangle is 15 units, and the area of this right triangle is 12 units. So we want to find the area of the blue triangle. It is very simple because the area of the blue triangle equals to the area of the rectangle minus the areas of the three right triangles. Therefore, the only thing that is missing is the area of the rectangle. The area of a rectangle equals to the length of the rectangle times the width of the rectangle. So let's define the width of the rectangle, the width of the rectangle as A, and the length of this rectangle will be defined as B. Okay, so the area of this rectangle equals to A times B. Okay, so you can write it down. We will call the area of rectangle as A, abbreviation of area, equals to A times B. Okay. The area of this rectangle equals to A times B. So the only thing that is missing is the value of A times B. As you already know, the area of a triangle equals to the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle. All divided by 2. So the area of a triangle equals to the base of the triangle times the height to the base divided by 2. Okay, so let's define the base of this triangle as y. This is the base of the triangle. We will define it as y. And the height of this triangle is A. A is also the width of the rectangle. So actually the area, first of all, this is the wide is the base of the triangle, that is area is 15 units. So the base of the triangle, that is area is 12 units, will be b minus y. The length of the rectangle, that is b, minus the base of the triangle, that is area is 15 units. So it will be b minus y. Okay, so the base of the triangle, that is area is 12 units, equals to the width of the length of the rectangle, that is b, minus the base of this triangle, that is y. So it is b minus y. And let's define the height of this triangle as x. So the height of the triangle, that is area is 27 units, is defined as x. Therefore, the height of the triangle, that is area is 12 units, will be the width of the rectangle, that is b, minus the height of this triangle, that is x. So it is b minus x. Okay. So now we can calculate the areas or create the formulas for the areas of these three triangles. Although we know the areas, we know that the area of this triangle is 12 units, and the area of this right triangle is 27 units, and the area of this right triangle is 15 units. but we want to create the formulas for the known areas. Okay, according to our general formula for the area of a triangle, it is the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle divided by 2. So actually the formula for the area of this triangle will be the base of the triangle, that is y, times the height of this triangle, that is a, divided by 2. And the area is given to us. The area is 15 units, so we can write that the area equals to 15 units. So the formula for the area of the triangle, that is area is 15 units, is the base of the triangle, that is y, times the height of the triangle, that is a, divided by 2, and the area is given to us and is equals to 15 units. In the same way, we can create the formula for the area of the triangle, that is area is 27 units. The formula for the area of this triangle will be the base of the triangle, that is b, times the height of this triangle, that is x, divided by 2, and the area is given to us. It equals to 27. So the formula for the area of this triangle will be the base of the triangle, that is b, times the height of the triangle, that is x, divided by 2, equals to the area of this triangle that is given to us. The area is 27 units. In the same way, we will create the formula for the area of the triangle, that is area is 12 units. Actually, the area of this triangle will be the base of the triangle, that is b minus y, that is to say the length of the rectangle, that is b, minus the base of this triangle, that is y. So the base of the triangle, that is area is 12 units, is b minus y, times the height of this triangle, that is b minus x. That is to say, I made a mistake. The height of this triangle is the width of the rectangle, that is a, minus the height of this triangle, that is x. So the height of this triangle is a minus x. Again, the height of the triangle, that is area is 12 units, equals to the width of the rectangle, that is a, minus the height of this triangle, that is x. So a minus x is the height of the triangle, that is area is 12 units. So the area, or the formula for the area of this triangle, is the base of the triangle, that is b minus y, times the height of the triangle, that is a minus x, divided by 2, and it is equal, it is given to us, it is equal to 12 units. Okay. In the next step, we will will take x and y out of their equation. We will take first of all y out of the first equation, and then we will take x out of the second equation. So we will start with y. The first equation is y times a divided by 2 equals to 15. Okay, this is the first equation. We will take y out of the first equation, so we will multiply both sides of the equation by 2. So we will get that y times a equals to 30, because 15 times 2 equals to 30. Okay. Y times a equals to 30. Now we will divide both sides of the equation by a. It is allowable to divide the equation by a because a is the width of this rectangle, and the width of a rectangle must be positive. It can never be 0, so it is allowable to divide both sides of the equation by a. So we will get that y equals to 30 over a. Okay, we divided both sides of the equation by a. We got that y equals to 30 over a. So we took out y. We took out y from the first equation. Now we'll take x out of the second equation. The second equation is b times x divided by 2 equals to 27. Okay, b times x divided by 2 equals to 27. We'll multiply both sides of the equation by 2. So we will get that b times x equals to 54. (27 times 2 is 54). Now we can divide both sides of the equation by b, because b is the length of the rectangle. It can never be 0, it must be positive. So it is allowable to divide both sides of the equation by b. So we will get that x equals to 54 over b. Okay, we divided both sides of the equation by b. We got that x equals to 54 over b, and we know that y also equals to 30 over a. So We actually took x and y out of their equations. X equals to 54 over b and y equals to 30 over a. In the next step, we substitute x by 54 over b and y by 30 over a in the third equation. Instead of x, we will write 54 over b, and instead of y, we will write in the third equation 30 over a. Okay, so we'll do it now. The third equation is actually b minus y times a minus x divided by 2 equals to 12. Okay, this is the third equation. We can multiply b minus y times a minus x divided by 2 equals to 12. We can multiply both sides of the equation by 2. Then we'll get that b minus y times a minus x equals to 24. Okay, we multiply both sides of the equation by 2. 12 times 2 is 24. So now we can substitute y by 30 over a and x by 54 over b in this third equation. So b minus y, instead of y we will write 30 over a times a minus x, and instead of x we will write 54 over b all equals to 24. We substituted y by 30 over a and x by 54 over b. Okay, the other things is the same, so it is b minus 54 over a times a minus 54 over b equals to 24. Okay, now we can open the brackets in this side of the equation. B times a is BA, or AB, it is the same. B times negative 54 over b is negative 54, and negative 30 over a times a is negative 30. Negative 30 over a times negative 54 over b equals to positive 1620 over AB, all equals to 24. I will repeat again. We open the brackets, so b times a is AB or BA, it is the same. B times negative 54 over b is negative 54. 30 over negative 30 over a times a is negative 30. and negative 30 over A times negative 54 over B equals to positive 1620 over AB. Now we can subtract 24 from both sides of the equation. Okay. We get that A times B minus 54 minus 30 minus 24 plus 1620 equals to 0. Okay, we subtracted 24 from both sides of the equation. We got here AB minus 54 minus 30 minus 24 because we subtracted 24 from both sides of the equation. Here is 1620 over AB. $1620 over AB equals to 0 because negative 24 minus 24 minus 24 equals to 0. Now we can first of all negative 54 negative 30 negative 24 equals to negative 108. So A times B negative 108 plus 1620 over AB equals to 0. Okay, as I already told you, negative 54, negative 30, negative 24 equals to negative 108, and the rest is the same as here. Okay. Now we can multiply both sides of the equation by A times B because A times B can never be 0 because A is the width of the rectangle, it must be positive, and B is the length of the rectangle, it also must be positive number. When you multiply two positive numbers, you will always get a positive number, so it can never be 0, so we can multiply both sides of the equation by AB. AB times AB is AB squared. Negative 108 times 8b is negative 108 AB, and negative positive 1620 divided by AB times AB will be positive 1620, and 0 times AB is 0. I will repeat again. So we multiply both sides of the equation by AB, so AB times AB is AB squared. Negative 108 times AB is negative 108 AB, and 1620 divided by A times AB is 1620, and 0 times AB equals to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. and the variable in this quadratic equation is AB. Actually, the general formula of a quadratic equation is A times x square plus b times x plus c equals to 0. So actually this is the general formula of a quadratic equation. A times x squared plus b times x plus c equals to 0 is the general formula of a quadratic equation where a, b and c are coefficients of a quadratic equation. I repeat again, a, b and c are the coefficients of a quadratic equation, and x is the variable of the quadratic equation. So I will write it down. A, B and C are the coefficients of a quadratic equation, and x is the variable in the quadratic equation that we are looking for. Okay, A, B and C are the coefficients of a quadratic equation, and x is the variable that we are looking for in a quadratic equation. So the values of x are also called the roots of the quadratic equation. I said the values, so because it might be that the x will have two different solutions. I'll show you the special formula for x, and then you will understand that x can have two different solutions. So we are looking for x. When we solve a quadratic equation, actually we will have the value of x. Okay, but as you can see here, it is a quadratic equation, and you don't have any way to solve this quadratic equation, but we have a special formula for x. This special formula will help us to get the value of x. Otherwise, without this formula, we can never solve this quadratic equation. Okay, so by the formula that I will give you, the special formula for x, we will be able to find the value of the values of x. That is to say, we will be able to find the root or the roots of this quadratic equation. Okay, so the special formula for x is x equals to minus b plus minus the root of c squared minus the root of b squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. So the special formula that will help us to find the value of the values of x is x equals to minus b plus minus root of b squared x equals to x equals to minus b plus minus root of b squared minus 4 times ac divided by 2 times a, where a, b, and c are the coefficients of this quadratic equation. So, as I have already told you, without this special formula, you can never solve the quadratic equation. So we will use this formula in order to find the values of x or the roots of the quadratic equation. Okay, again x equals to minus b plus minus root of b squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. Okay, so now I will write again the general formula for the quadratic equation, and then we will find the coefficients in our specific quadratic equation. That is to say, the values of a, b, and c, and also the value of x. So I will write down the general formula for the quadratic equation. A times x squared plus b times x plus c equals to 0. So again, this is the general formula for a quadratic equation. Now below I will write down our specific quadratic equation. that we derived from the three equations for the areas of the three right triangles. The formulas of the areas of the three right triangles. From that three equations, we derived our quadratic equation. So the formula that we arrived is AB square minus 108 AB plus 1620 equals to 0. Okay, so this is our quadratic equation. AB square minus 108 AB plus 1620 equals to 0. Here I can multiply the expression AB square by 1 because any number or expression that are multiplied by 1 doesn't change the value of the number of the expression. 5 times 1 equals to 5, so the value is still 5. You didn't change the value of a number when you multiply it by 1. You didn't change the value of a number or expression when you multiply it by 1. So it is allowable to multiply this expression AB square by 1. Okay? So this is our quadratic equation, and we want to find out the values of A, B, C, and X. The values of the coefficients of the quadratic equation and the value of the variable of the quadratic equation, that is X. As you can see here, A equals to 1 and X equals to A times B, X equals to A times B, and B, the coefficient B equals to negative 108. Again, X equals to A times B, and C equals to positive 1620. Okay, so those are the coefficients of our specific quadratic equation. Those are the values of A, B, and C, and also the variable in our specific quadratic equation is A times B. That is also the area of the rectangle. Okay, as I already told you, after we will find out the area, the value of the area of our rectangle, we will subtract from this value of the rectangle the sum of the values of the three right triangles, and in this way we will get the value of the blue triangle. It is very simple. Okay, So I will write down the values of the coefficients and the value of the variable in our specific quadratic equation. As I've already showed you, a equals to 1, b equals to negative 108, c equals to positive 1620, and x equals to a times b, and a times b is the value that we are looking for. That is to say, is the value of the rectangle. And as I have already told you, after we will find the value of the rectangle, we will subtract from that value the sum of the values of the three right triangles, and in this way we will get the value of the blue triangle. Okay, it is very simple. Okay, again, a equals to 1, b equals to negative 108, c equals to 1620, and x equals to a times b. After we got the values of the coefficients in our specific quadratic equation, and we know that the variable that we are looking for, its value is a times b, that is to say the area of our rectangle. Now we can use the special formula for x in order to solve our quadratic equation, that is to say, in order to find out the value of our variable x in our specific quadratic equation equals to a times b. So by solving the special formula for x, we will find out the value or the values of x, that is to say of a times b, that is to say the area of our rectangle. Okay, so we will write down again the special formula for x. X equals to minus b plus minus the root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a. So this is the general formula for x. X equals to minus b plus minus root of b squared times 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a, where a, b, and c are the coefficients of the quadratic equation. We have already found the coefficients in our specific quadratic equation, so by solving this equation for x, we will find out the value of the values for a times b, because x equals to a times b, and a times b, as I already told you, is the area of our rectangle. Okay, so we will find out the value of x, that is to say the value of a times b, x equals to a times b, and the rest of the formula is minus b, and minus b, b equals to negative 108, so minus b is minus 108, that equals to plus 108, because minus times minus is plus, so it is minus b plus, so as you can see, we have here in the formula plus minus, so one solution will be minus b plus the root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2 times a, and the second solution for x will be minus b minus root of b squared minus 4 times ac divided by 2a. So we will have two different solutions for x, or in our specific case x equals to a times b, so we will have two different solutions for the a times b, that is to say for the area of our rectangle. So we have plus minus root of b squared, b equals to negative 108, so negative 108 square, b squared is negative 108 square, minus 4 times a equals to 1, times c equals to 1620, all divided by 2 times a, and a equals to 1, so it is 2 times 1. I will show you again. What I did is b equals to negative 108, so minus b is minus negative 108, that is plus 108, plus minus the root of b squared, b equals to negative 108, so b squared is negative 108 square, minus 4 times a equals to 1, so it is 4 times 1, times c equals to 1620, so it is 4 times 1 times 1620. So now we will do the calculations. So we have here a times b equals to 108, positive 108, plus minus root 100, negative 108 square equals to 11,664, minus 4 times 1 times 1620 equals to 6,180, all divided by 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, so I will show you again the calculations. Here we have a times b equals to plus 108 plus minus negative 108 square equals to 11,664, minus 4 times 1 times 1620 equals to 6,480, divided by 2 times 1, 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, so now we will subtract 6,480 from 11,664, and we will get that is equals to 5,184. So I will write it down. So a times b equals to 108 plus minus the root. As I've already told you, 11,664 minus 6,480 equals to 5,184, all divided by 2. Okay, I repeat again. 11,664 minus 6,480 equals to 5,184, and the root of 5,184 equals to 72, so I write it down. So as you can see here, we have 100 plus 72 divided by 2 and 100 minus 72 divided by 2. So we will have two different answers or two different solutions for A times B, that is to say for the area of the rectangle. And here the root of 5,184 equals to 72. So the first solution will be 108 plus 72, and then we will do the second solution, that is 108 minus 72. So we'll start with the first solution. 108 plus 72 equals to 180. So I repeat again, 108 plus 72 equals to 180, and 180 divided by 2 equals to 90. So the first solution for our variable A times B is that A times B equals to 90 units. That is to say the area of our triangle is 90 units. And we must not forget that we have also the second solution that will be 108 minus 72 divided by 2. So we will find the second solution. 108 minus 72 divided by 2 equals to okay, the second solution for x that equals to A times B is 108 minus 72 is 36, and 36 divided by 2 equals to 18. So AB equals to 18, and AB is actually the area of this rectangle, but AB can never be 18 units, because even you should remember that the rectangle contains 3 right triangles and also the blue triangle, and even only this right triangles area equals to 27 units, that is greater than 18, and the rectangle itself contains 3 right triangles that their total area equals to 54 units. So the area of the rectangle itself must be greater than 54 units because it also contains the blue triangle. So it is impossible that the area of this rectangle is 18 units. It must be greater than 54 units. So 18 units is incorrect answer. So the only answer that is left that A times B equals to 90 units. And as I already told you, as you can see also from the drawing, the area of the rectangle that equals to 90 units minus the sum of the areas of the three right triangles equals to the area of the blue triangle. Okay, so we write it down. The area of the rectangle that is 90 units minus the sum of the areas of the three right triangles equals to the area of the blue triangle. Okay, so the area of the rectangle that is 90 units minus the areas of the three right triangles is actually equals to the area of the blue triangle. So the area of the rectangle that is 90 units minus the sum of the areas of the three right triangles that equals to 54 units equals to the area of the blue triangle that is 36 units. So the area of the blue triangle equals to 36 units. Okay, again, the area of the rectangle minus the sum of the areas of the three right triangles equals to the area of the blue triangle. So the area of the rectangle is 90 units minus the sum of the areas of the three right triangles, that is 54 units, equals to the area of the blue triangle that is 36 units. Okay, so the area of the blue triangle equals to 36 units. So I will summarize the lecture. We actually wanted to find the area of this blue triangle, and as I have already told you, the area of the blue triangle equals to the area of the rectangle minus the areas of the three right triangles, or the area of the rectangle minus the sum of the areas of the three right triangles equals to the area of the blue triangle. Okay, so because of the fact that the areas of the three right triangles are given, so the only thing that is left to find is the area of the rectangle, and the area of the rectangle is the length of the rectangle times the width of the rectangle. In our specific case is A times B. So the only thing that we want that we have to find is the value of A times B, that is the area of the rectangle. So in order to find the value of A times B, we actually created three equations for the areas of the three right triangles. And the area of the triangle is the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle divided by 2. So we have the first equation for this right triangle, that is y times a divided by 2 equals to 15. the area of this triangle is b times x divided by 2 equals to 27, and the area of this triangle is b minus y times a minus x divided by 2 equals to 12. And then, so we have three equations, and we actually took out x and y. We took y out of the first equation, and we took out x from the second equation, and we substitute x by what we got by taking out of x, by taking x out of the equation, and then we put in the third equation the value of y. We substituted y by its value, that we got the value of y by taking y out of the first equation. So we substituted x and y in the third equation, and in this way we actually arrived to a quadratic equation where a times b is the variable of that quadratic equation, and by solving the quadratic equation that we got, we actually found two different values for a times b, that is to say for the area of the rectangle. The second value for a times b was 18 units, and 18 units is impossible. It is impossible that the rectangle, the area of the rectangle equals to 18 units, because the rectangle itself contains three right triangles that their total areas are 54 units. So the rectangle itself must be greater than 54 units. The area of the rectangle must be greater than 54 units, because the rectangle contains three right triangles and also the blue triangle. So it is impossible that the area of the rectangle is less than 54 units. So the answer of 18 units, or the solution of 18 units for the area of the rectangle, is incorrect answer, and the only answer that is left is the first solution for a times b. That is to say, the solution that a times b equals to 90 units, and the area of the rectangle that equals to 90 units minus the total areas of the three right triangles, that is to say that equals to 54 units. So 90 minus 54 units equals to 36 units, and that is the area of the blue triangle. Again, the area of the rectangle, that is 90 units, minus the total areas of the three right triangles, that in total is 54 units, equals to the area of the rectangle, that is 36 units. 90 minus 54 equals to 36 units, and that is the answer to the question. The area of the blue triangle equals to 36 units. Okay, thank you very much.